Hello and greetings from Northumberland. It's Friday and it's the 19th of November, and today the Church of England celebrates St Hild, St Hilda, St Hilda of Whitby, St Hilda of Hartlepool, St Hilda of the North. Of course, she died on the 17th and not the 19th of November, but in a little political war about 30 years ago, she got put to relegated to the 19th because of St Hugh of Lincoln. There must have been a bit of a punch-up somewhere, and St Hugh's followers in Lincoln were able to duff up Hilda's followers in York and in Northumberland. I don't think that's the case. It's just the Church of England decided to demote a woman in favour of a man and an earlier saint in favour of a later one. But I'll say no more about that. What it does give us the chance to do is to remember this lady who was such a powerful follower of Christ, really over 2 days or 3 days, and that's what we've been doing up here in Northumberland. Hilda was the daughter of a prospective king who was assassinated by her uncle or a great uncle. She must have lived a very precarious life for a long time. She was baptized by Paulinus, who was prolific in his baptisms, probably in York, probably in the prototype for what is now York Minster, along with her uncle Edwin. Then Edwin fell, and Paulinus scarpered down south to escape with his life, leaving only James the Deacon, I think, who to represent Christianity up here. And we don't know what happened to Hilda for quite a long time. But then she turns up many, many years later with a vocation to be a nun. And Aidan, our Aidan up here in Lindisfarne, dissuades her from going to Gaul, to France, to fulfill this vocation, and instead encourages her to enter into her vocation here in Northumberland, at Hartlepool and at Whitby. Still remember, all part of the Northumbrian kingdom in those days. And she rose to be the leader of the abbey there in Northumberland, in Hartlepool and then in Whitby. These were large religious houses, double monasteries as we call them, with monks and nuns, and the abbess was the ruler, the head of these communities. So we remember her as a woman of faith and a woman of power and a woman of distinction. And all this took on even a greater significance when, at the Synod of Whitby, some Roman customs were favoured over Irish and Celtic customs. And she, although, if you like, on the losing side, continued to work for the unity and peace of the church, and to advise bishops and kings from her place in Whitby. It's said that she endured illness towards the end of her life. I can't be sure of that. But I did find a lovely quote from a book called Hebridean Altars. And I'm going to read it to you. Sorry, it's eyes down now. Hild lived until she was 66. And these are among her last words. As long as you are in good health, serve God with all your might. When you are ill, remember all his mercies with thankfulness. And above all things, live in Christian love and peace with one another and with all. Keep within me a stillness, deeper and sweeter than a forest in midwinter. May we follow Hild, understand her significance, and, like her, seek to bring peace and reconciliation to all. May God bless us.